Good evening and welcome to your Thursday, December 19, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Border controversy, Guyana amplifies condemnation of bridge at ANKOKO Island. Assistant Commissioner BRUTUS attempted to leave Guyana in breach of court order. Probe launched, says government. HICKEN confirmed as top cop, 4 deputy commissioners sworn in. JAGDEO demands credible answers over fallen electricity poles in South RUIMVELDT. And First Lady gives West Coast Demerara family $15 million home for Christmas. Now for the news in detail. Guyana has once again reached out to its international partners, including the International Court of Justice, to renew its concerns over the bridge that Venezuela has built to ANKOKO Island in the Guyana River. Here is Vanu Manikchand with our lead story tonight.
Speaking at the Guyana Defense Forces Base Camp Ayangana's Christmas luncheon on Thursday, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Dr. Irfan Ali, reminded officers that in the face of threats to the country's territorial integrity and sovereignty, diplomacy remains a key aspect of Guyana's defense strategy.
And today, I have asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to once again express in writing to the International Court of Justice, to our international partners, and to our neighbors that we do not take lightly, and we condemn the bridge that they would have built on territory or accessing territory that is not theirs.
Earlier this year, tensions were heightened after satellite images were shared showing that Venezuela National Armed Forces built a bridge to ANKOKO Island in the Guyana River. ANKOKO Island is shared by the two countries, but Venezuela illegally took over the entire island and also established a military base there. While the Guyana government had explained back in May that the bridge was built on Venezuela's half of the island, this development had renewed concerns over the Spanish-speaking nation's claims to Guyana's Essequibo region. The matter is currently before the International Court of Justice, where Guyana is seeking a final and binding ruling of the 1899 arbitral award that determined the boundary between the two South American neighbors. Despite the pending case at the World Court, Venezuela continues its aggression towards Guyana, and its actions have breached the Argyle Declaration, a joint agreement between President Ali and his Venezuelan counterpart, Nicolas Maduro, to maintain peace in the region. According to the Guyanese leader on Thursday, Guyana will continue to do what is right, that is, follow the international course of law and diplomacy.
We'll continue to engage our friends and allies. We'll continue to build our resilience. And we promise all of Guyana one thing. All of Guyana belongs to all of us, and all of Guyana will and must be protected by all of us. And that is a resolve of you, the men and women in uniform.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
The Ministry of Home Affairs today issued a statement announcing that an investigation has been launched into an attempt by embattled Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus to depart the country in breach of a court order. The ministry said the incident, which took place on Monday, involved a vehicle bearing Brazilian registration number NUK 8E96, which was intercepted by law enforcement officers on its approach to the Takatu Bridge, Letem, Region 9. The vehicle, carrying a driver and one passenger, was attempting to depart Guyana without reporting to an immigration officer, the ministry said. Upon inspection, the passenger of the vehicle was identified as Mr. Calvin Brutus, who is currently on administrative leave. Brutus is also currently under a court order prohibiting him from leaving the jurisdiction as he faces criminal charges stemming from investigations into alleged financial crimes. Following the interception, Mr. Brutus was informed by the police that he could not leave the country. He subsequently returned to Ogle from Letem on a flight. The ministry said further investigations into this matter are underway and appropriate responses will be taken in accordance with the law. We now tell you that President Dr. Irfan Ali today confirmed Clifton Hicken as Commissioner of Police, a process which he said meticulously followed the Constitution. In addition to Hicken, the head of state also swore in 4 Deputy Commissioners of Police. Here is Vadu Manikchand with the details.
Clifton Hicken has been sworn in as Commissioner of Police. He took his oath before Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Dr. Irfan Ali, on Thursday at the office of the President. In addition to Hicken, 4 Deputy Commissioners of Police were also appointed during the ceremony, where majority of the local media was notably absent. According to President Ali, these appointments were done in accordance with the Constitution and demonstrates government's confidence in these top officials within the Guyana Police Force.
Clifton Hickens and all the deputies have shown great temperament over their career. Their career speaks for itself. They work in different regions of the country, under different circumstances, tested under different occasions. But their strength not only lied in the hands of God or in their faith, but in their love for the protection of the Constitution. And that is key. So as I congratulate you, I have also fulfilled my constitutional requirement for the appointment of the Commissioner of Police, and every aspect of the appointment has been meticulously followed as prescribed by the Constitution.
The substantive appointment of Hicken, who had been acting police commissioner since 2022, comes on the heels of objections by the opposition. Meanwhile, the new deputy commissioners of police appointed by the president are Ravindra Budram, Wendell Planum, Errol Watts, and head of the Special Organized Crime Unit, Faisal Karambashk. Commander of A Division Simon McBean was also named a deputy commissioner but is currently out of the jurisdiction and will be sworn in at a later date. The head of state underscored the importance of these appointments and urged the officials to work together to strengthen the country's security architecture.
The importance of having a substantive commissioner and deputy is to allow and provides for the stability and clear leadership, which boosts morale among officers and generate consistent leadership. It also helps with the development of the team, the advancement of the team, and building relationships. As a country, we face many different security threats. That is why the variation of skills must complement each other. We must leverage the different skill set that exists into a collective mechanism to optimize performance and improve results. That is why you're a team.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
Vice President Dr. JAGDEO has pledged to hold the Ministry of Public Works and the Guyana Power and Light Inc. accountable for the collapse of utility poles along the Aubrey-Barker Road, South RUIMVELTT to Georgetown. The incident occurred last week, plunging residents into darkness for more than 24 hours. GPL confirmed that approximately 2,000 households were affected. Here's what the Vice President had to say about the situation.
Accidents do happen. But I started digging into this a bit more, and this was not an ordinary accident. What that discomforted this community in such a major way. Public Works and GPL have to give credible explanations, because I'm going to be on their case until we get to the bottom of this. These poles that were moved there. From the wooden poles to the concrete poles now, they were moved out of the pathway of the road to expand the road. So I'm told now that they were not put there, they were not laid according to specifications. They were not put down according to specifications. So Public Works need to say who designed this, who was responsible for what was the contractor paid for, whether it is a design fault or the contractor did not comply with the design, and who supervised this, which engineer supervised this and allowed this to happen. And it's time that we start terminating people who are not doing their work, who've been paid by the government to oversee work that should have been done properly. Because just imagine, if that didn't happen there, we would have never known that these poles were not placed according to specs. Because someone, either the contractor didn't do their work properly, and if the contractor didn't do the work properly, they had to do this with the complicity of the person who's supervising the work. And there should be consequences. People have to be blacklisted and fired for this sort of thing. Or it's not going to change. Because we can't see this as politicians all the time. You pay people to do work properly and to supervise the work, the staff. And someone needs to give credible answers. So either Public Works or GPL.
Meanwhile, the Vice President also provided statistics in relation to the registration and distribution of the 100,000 cash grant, noting that so far, over 365,500 persons have registered. Let's have a look.
In Region 9, they have registered more than 16,000 persons, and over 90% of the checks were distributed in this region. They still have registration ongoing in the region to pick up those people who did not have an opportunity to register. And this will happen in all of the regions, even after we complete the main registration, because not everyone would be able to get registered in the period in which we are present in that region or in the community. In Region 1, they also registered over 16,000 persons there. The distribution is currently ongoing. GBTI and the Bank of Guyana are collaborating with the Ministry of Finance to encash the checks. Similarly, this was done in Region 9, so the communities, particularly the indigenous communities, do not have to travel very far to get their checks encashed. Region 8, over 6,500 persons were registered. The distribution is ongoing. Bank of Guyana is collaborating with the Ministry of Finance to encash the checks in this region. Region 7, over 12,000 persons were registered so far. the registration is still ongoing in this region. They have already started processing some checks. Once they're registered, they verify, then they process checks. So they've already started processing some checks for this region, and those soon they would start the distribution process in Region 7. So that brings us to Region 4. So far, over 221,000 persons have been registered in Region 4, and about 156,000 have been verified, and they've started printing checks for those who have been verified. So let me give you an explanation. Is once they register, they still have to go and check the database to see there's no duplication, etc. So that is what they mean by verifying people. And so once they're verified, the checks are printed. So over 50,000 public servants and members of the discipline services were registered. The checks were printed, and soon these will be distributed by the agencies. And they have about 44,000 pensioners who have been registered. 27,000 checks were printed, and the remainder are currently being verified and processed. And the ministry is currently engaging the NIS and Ministry of Human Services to have these distributed.
Coming up, National Assembly approves amendments to Land Acquisition Will Acts and 28 years jail for Berbice man who murdered teen attempted to kill shop owner. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor, obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
December comes, and suddenly everything changes. Now we ride on a reindeer, shop for more special things, and play as we always do, but with more company. Christmas isn't celebrated only on one day. It is celebrated every day.
Need quality electrical or hardware supplies for domestic, commercial, and industrial usage? Visit SPR Enterprise. We stock a wide variety of tools, transformers, connectors, cables, line hardware, and control products at competitive prices. Check us out for brands such as Square D, Eaton, Fluke, Klein, and 3M. We are located at 45 Brick Dam, Georgetown, or call us on 223-5699, 223-5687, or WhatsApp 639-7193. SPR Enterprise, your single source for quality electrical products.
Over 300 tons of steel are being fabricated here in Guyana for the Jaguar Floating Production, Storage and Offloading Vessel, FPSO. Industrial Fabrications Incorporated, INFAB, Guyana Oil and Gas Support Services Incorporated, GOGZ, and Zico Group of Services are leading the charge, showcasing the skills and capacity of local talent. This project is a local content win, demonstrating the strength of Guyana's industrial capabilities.
This Christmas, Digicel is bringing you the gift of millions. 10 lucky customers will become millionaires for Christmas. Top up $1,000 or more for your chance to win $1 million. Turn your Christmas into a celebration of cash and cheer. 2 new millionaires every week. The countdown to Christmas millions is on. Top up $1,000 or more today for your chance to win. Digicel, the network for everyone.
December comes, and suddenly everything changes. Now we ride on a reindeer, shop for more special things, and play as we always do, but with more company. Christmas isn't celebrated only on one day. It is celebrated every
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. The National Assembly yesterday passed amendments to the Acquisition of Lands for Public Purposes Bill, which will see, among other things, timely and adequate compensation for acquired lands. The House also cleared the Wills Amendment Act, making the process easier for persons' wishes to be carried out after their passing. Vanu Manichand tells us more.
Following a marathon debate on Wednesday that lasted all day and ran late into the night, the National Assembly approved of the Acquisition of Lands for Public Purposes Amendment Bill. Legislation opposed the principle of eminent domain, allowing the government to acquire private properties for public projects such as roads, schools, and hospitals while compensating property owners. Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Nandlal explained that the state's power to acquire private land is already there, and the government is now moving to ensure that there is prompt payment and adequate compensation for landowners.
I want to conclude by assuring the people of Guyana that there is nothing untoward, there is nothing adverse about this bill. The state had the power in any event to take vacant possession. That is how the law was being interpreted all the time. The law will not be legal unless it guarantees adequate compensation to be paid promptly. The law will be illegal if it doesn't do so. And we are saying that the law in its current form as amended by this bill satisfies those requirements.
Prior to the National Assembly sitting, Nandlal, along with other government ministers, met with several opposition parliamentarians on Tuesday to iron out disagreements with the changes. The Attorney General said the meeting ended with both parties agreeing to a final draft, but when the matter was brought up for debate in the House, the opposition changed its course, calling for the bill to be sent to a special select committee, something which government used its one-seat majority to shut down and eventually pass the bill.
I detained the House, sir, to depict accurately the atmosphere of camaraderie and cooperation that permeated the meeting. And that's why I'm shocked here to hear that this thing is contentious. I move that the bill be now read the third time and passed as amended. Thank you.
Thank you, AG. Honorable members, I now put a question that Bill number 16 of 2024, Acquisition of Lands for Public Purposes Amendment Bill 2024, be read a third time and pass as amended. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it.
Also on Wednesday night, the National Assembly passed amendments to the Wills Act, which, according to Nandlal, had not undergone any significant changes since its enactment in 1910.
This amendment will help every single Guyanese who decide to make a will. And let me give some public legal advice. Every person should consider making wills. And this bill helps with the expeditious process of concluding the final legal rights in terms of the estate and assets of a deceased person.
I want to say to the Honorable Attorney General, you have our full support in this simple amendment.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manichand.
A Berbice man who had to have a psychiatric evaluation to determine whether he was fit to stand trial was yesterday slapped with a 21-year jail sentence for the murder of a teenager. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that the man also received an additional sentence of 7 years and 4 months for trying to kill another person during the 2022 incident.
The incident occurred on December 21st, 2022 at Timmers Dam in Mount Sinai. Lester Ian LaFleur, who was 40 at the time, brutally murdered 15-year-old Carlos Leung of Timmers Dam. The incident occurred just outside of the teenager's home. LaFleur pled guilty to murder when the indictment was read to him at the Berbice High Court. Justice Jamila Ali Sipasad ordered a probation report before sentencing. In court on Wednesday, in recounting the incident as it unfolded, the trial judge said the court took into account the brutal way in which the murder was carried out. The teen was leaving home to get his hair styled to attend his school party. He was on his bridge with his bicycle when he was attacked. Justice Ali Sipal related that LaFleur attacked him with a knife and stabbed him. His mother went out to her son's rescue as LaFleur held on to the teenager, but the attacker chased her away and the helpless lady had to go back into her yard. The trial judge also related that LaFleur then held him down in a trench with water for about 20 to 25 minutes. The entire ordeal was video recorded by residents, the judge said. She noted that in imposing sentence, the court took into account the fact that the murder was committed on a child who was just 15 years old by an adult who was 40 at the time, that the victim was unarmed. A dangerous weapon, that is a knife, was used in committing the murder, and it was committed in the presence of his mother and other family members. The judge said under the circumstances the sentence would be 36 years. However, the mitigating factors were that the accused did not waste the court's time and offered a guilty plea at the earliest opportunity. He had psychiatric issues. He expressed remorse and begged for mercy, and for that 2 years were deducted. Then the fact that he offered a guilty plea according to law, a further 1/3 of the sentence was deducted. Additionally, a further 2 years was deducted, being the time already spent in prison awaiting trial. The sentence handed down was therefore 21 years.
20-something years for murder, you think it makes sense? 20-something years, look how we kill you, man. Man, even tell you that look, they break down from 36 to 21 years. And then now, he gonna get 28 years. It's very unfair.
Additionally, LaFleur received a 7-year, 4-month sentence for the attempted murder of Carl Singh. Singh was stabbed twice to his back on the said day. Justice Ali C. Paul, in going through the facts, noted that the two incidents were unrelated. However, she said Singh was at a shop at Timmers Dam making a purchase when LaFleur came up and asked him to purchase chicken for him and gave Singh $5,000. But as Singh turned to go into the shop, he was stabbed by LaFleur. However, the man was able to run away, but LaFleur pursued him and stabbed him a second time. The accused later told the police that Singh troubled him and he stabbed him. Singh, who received 2 stab wounds to his back, was hospitalized for a considerable period, the judge said, and still suffers from those injuries. The judge also pointed out that Singh said he could no longer do the work that he used to do. Initially, the sentence would have been 9 years, but after the deductions were made, the judge imposed a 7-year, 4-month sentence and noted that since the incidents were unrelated, the sentences will run consecutively. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Just 1 week before Christmas, First Lady Arya Ali has handed over the keys to a brand new home, valued at $15.3 million, to the Reddy family of Metten Mirzorg, West Coast Demerara. Michael Henry has the story.
A new page has finally turned for the Reddy family of the Metten Mirzorg, West Coast Demerara, following the receival of their brand new home, valued at $15.3 million, from First Lady Arya Ali on Wednesday. The home has been designed to accommodate Lisa and her 4 sons, aged 2, 7, 11, and 13, as well as her 63-year-old mother, Daisy Reddy, who has a speech and hearing impediment. It is furnished with a sofa, television, stove, fridge, dining table, chairs, and beds. This occasion is a significant milestone in the journey towards stability and self-sufficiency for a family which has faced tremendous challenges. Whilst granting the keys to Lisa and her family, the First Lady expressed the joy in handing over this gift to the single mother of 4.
Lisa's mom is a person with a disability. Lisa's a single mom of 4 boys. Her eldest is 11, 13, and her youngest is just 2 years old. This morning, the office of the First Lady is, I can speak on behalf of all of us, we are so happy to hand over this home to this family who is in need, and it's a home for Christmas.
Sadly, the matriarch of the family, 94-year-old Lucille Reddy, passed away in September just before the house was completed. This loss has been deeply felt by the family, as the matriarch had been a guiding force in the family's hope for a better future.
It's a gift that we're handing over to Lisa and her mom. It is with saddened heart that we're here this morning, and her grandmother, who is not here with us today, she passed in September. But the story behind us handing this house over to this family was a 3 generation of women, 4 generation of women, and we were very excited about handing this over to a family of 4 generation of women.
In addition to the new home, the First Lady has pledged $500,000 to the family to acquire a poultry farm which would support the family.
To handing over this house, we're hoping to build a chicken coop at the back of the yard so that Lisa's mom as well can have some sort of financial independence, and she can also contribute towards the family.
This is the 3rd house handed over to a family through the office of the First Lady in as many years. In 2022, a furnished $12.2 million house was handed over to a family of 6 siblings, and in 2023, another furnished $13.6 million house was handed over to a family of 4 whose sole breadwinner was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic on Friday, December 20th, 2024 at 20 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic on Friday, December 20th, 2024 at 8 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Semi-finalists set for KFC Goodwill Tournament, and pace setters upset Ravens with 5-point victory. These stories and more coming up in this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Ho, ho, ho! Get ready to build an unforgettable future with our Ho 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 deals from MacCorp. Enjoy 5% off on parts when you shop online. Snatch up the said motor graders and reloaders at unbeatable prices. Or get your most efficient excavator. Caterpillar 320 Next Gen. Follow us on social media for more great deals. MacCorp, let's do the work. Ho, ho, ho!
December comes, and suddenly everything changes. Now we ride on a reindeer, shop for more special things, and play as we always do, but with more company. Christmas isn't celebrated only on one day. It is celebrated every
Contractors, available at Sylvie's are Karcher push sweepers, equipped with dual bristles. These push-powered machines can cover over 32,000 square feet per hour, collecting sand, dust, and particles from roadways and project sites. Save time, use less labor, and earn more. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or Tower 31 High in Hatfield Streets or Lot 90, East Henrietta.
Did you know Guy Super 95 gasoline has an octane rating of 95, the highest rating available in Guyana? This premium fuel is known to enhance the performance of your engine, making it run smoother and more efficiently, leading to better fuel economy and improved performance. Choose Super 95 for more mileage and better overall performance.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site RUIMVELDT.
December comes, and suddenly everything changes. Now we ride on a reindeer, shop for more special things, and play as we always do, but with more company. Christmas isn't celebrated only on one day. It is celebrated every day.